Hey yo, what's going on guys? My name is Isaac and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. As you guys can see, I am in my kitchen and I will be showing you guys how to make chocolate chip cookies. I am wearing my apron so I don't get any of the stuff on me. I'm also wearing my hat so I don't get any of my hair in my food. Let me tell you why I decided to make chocolate chip cookies. I decided to make chocolate chip cookies because I feel as if though it is relaxing, calming, and another reason is because it reminds me of when I baked with my grandma. Alright guys, so the first thing you want to do is get your equipment and ingredients out so you're not running around for it at the last moment. First, let's start off with our equipment. I have my 2 pans, my electric mixer, my medium-sized bowl, my spatula, my teaspoons and tablespoons, my scoop, and my measuring cups. Alright, when baking cookies, you want to separate your dry ingredients such as salt, baking soda, and all-purpose flour from the rest of the ingredients, and I'll explain more when we get to that part in the mixing process. For the rest of the ingredients, you'll need brown sugar, white sugar, vanilla extract, butter, and eggs. But for this recipe, I'll only need 1 egg. Next, we have 2 different types of chocolate chips, semi-sweet and milk chocolate. I prefer milk chocolate because I do not like the bitterness of the semi-sweet. So we're going to take that away. And for this recipe, I'll be using milk chocolate chips. Before you start the mixing process, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Alright guys, so for the first part, you want to get your dry ingredients in your medium-sized bowl. You want to get your all-purpose flour, but make sure not to get it mixed up with powdered sugar. They look a lot alike, they're both white, but one way you can tell the difference is you put your fingers in powdered sugar and rub it together. You can feel how smooth it is. Another way you can do it is taste it. And when you put your fingers in flour, you rub it too and you can feel how coarse it is. And when you taste it, it doesn't have a good taste. So for this recipe, you'll want 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And I have a knife here to get an accurate measurement. You want to use the straight side and scrape it across. That allows it to get that accurate measurement. You'll need 1.5 cups of that. There we go. For this next ingredient, you'll want baking soda. As you can see, I have an opened one that's been sitting on the shelf for a while and a new one that was just bought today. Baking soda is important because it helps the cookies rise. So for this one, you'll want the fresher one so the cookies rise better. You want your 1 teaspoon, and as you can see, there's a little flap in there. So when I measure, just like the flour, you can use the flap to scrape it and get that even measurement. You want to put that in with your flour. For the next ingredient you want is salt. You want 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and you put that in with your flour. You'll want to mix it all together. And once that's all mixed in, you will want to set it away. For this next step, you want to cream both your sugars and your butter. For your white sugar, it is more loose and easier to measure. And just like what we did for the flour and baking soda, you can take your knife and slide it across to get that even measurement. you'll need 6 tablespoons. Next, for your brown sugar, you'll need 1/2 a cup. And for brown sugar, you want it tightly compacted into the cup so you get that more even measurement. Next, your butter. 1 package has 4 sticks in it, as you can see, and you will need 1 stick at room temperature. As you can see, they have measurements on the side, and 1 stick is 1/2 a cup, and for this recipe, you'll need 1/2 a cup. Once you have your sugars and your butter creamed together, you'll want to add your 1 large egg. I'm using grade double large eggs because they are the higher quality eggs and they are free from defects. You want this at room temperature too. My grandma taught me that you crack an egg into the bowl because in case the egg is rotten or you get a shell in. Once you have your egg, you want to add it into your bowl. The next ingredient you want to add is your vanilla extract. I like to take a whiff of it because it smells so good and it adds flavor to the cookie. For this recipe, you'll want 1/2 teaspoon. As you guys can see, the ingredients are creaming together nicely. One thing you want to do is scrape the sides so that all the ingredients are mixing together. Once the wet ingredients are creamed together, you want to go back and grab your dry ingredients that we mixed already, and you want to slowly add it in while this is churning. Now that we have the dry ingredients mixed in, you want to scrape the sides. Just like last time, you want to scrape the sides because it'll mix in all the ingredients together. For this next part, my favorite part, you want to add your chocolate chips. The recipe calls for 1 1/4 cups. But I like to add a little extra. I also like to snag a few for myself. After you added the chocolate chips, this is what your batter should look like. As you can tell, this cookie sheet only has 2 cookies on it. That is because my grandma taught me to make a few tester cookies in case your cookies needed more flour. A few more things you will want are a cooling rack, a trivet or something to protect your countertop from the heat, and pot holders to protect your hands from taking out the warm cookie sheets from the oven. So they've been in there for about 8 to 10 minutes, and as you guys can see, they are golden brown on the top and they're not shiny, so that's how you know they are done. As you guys can see, our 2 tester cookies have turned out good, so we won't have to add any more flour. Before taking them off the pan, you want to let them cool for about 2 minutes because if you try and take them off too soon, they'll start to fall apart, and you don't want that. As you guys can see, I have continued with another cookie sheet, and we're going to repeat this process until all your batter is gone. Alright guys, so the cookies have been cooling for a little bit now. Time for the taste test. As you can see, I got my milk. Cookies, milk, greatest combination ever. If I could get it in there. Ooh. I'll give that a 10 out of 10. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you learned something. Make sure to click that the red subscribe button down below. Make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any new videos. And for that, I'm out. Peace!